Coach.
Hey, it's been popular to say that was a coming out party for Chase on Saturday night.
I don't know. Everyone says that. I think that our expectation for all our guys is to play well in big game, and Chase had a great game for us. I mean, I think he showed that he has enough talent to be a really great football player. But right now, it's just a matter of continuing to grow, get better as we move forward.
Yeah, how would you see that building, and how much more building is there still to go?
Well, he's such a young player now, and the expectations get really high when the guy does really well. He's still a young player. There's a lot more he can learn that he has to learn to do. But I like where his progress is going. I started in the summer. He worked really hard in the summer trying to learn. He's got some good mentors. He's got Joey. I'm got Nick in front of him looking at him. Coop. And those guys do a great job. BB are just training him to understand how to get it done.
He talked about he still has to start using his hands more. He did. I think he got like 10 pressures on Saturday night.
Well, technique-wise, pressures are great, but technique-wise, if he doesn't use his hands, use a technique we teach, sometimes it'll get you in trouble. You can't just run by a guy all the time. And I think he gets so caught in the moment that he can get there and realize that sometimes he's going to face a good offensive tackle. He's going to punch him, his hand's not there, he won't make the play. So that's a constant reminder.
So this might sound like a stupid question. Like, did he grade out well?
He did. Yeah, he made champion. He did really well. Also, there's mistakes he made in the game. He played more plays every play since he's been here. Played over 70 plays. So that factor in was the ability to play fast.
Larry, how do you come out of a game where your guys made a lot of plays, a lot of important plays, but also, their quarterback made some plays in the run game too? Is it okay that a really good player makes some plays against you as long as your guys in the end make the plays that matter to win the game?
Well, we don't want anybody to make any plays, to be honest with you. I mean, give him credit. He's a great quarterback. And he probably threw the ball more on first down than we anticipated. I think they came like 43% time, 43% that they threw the ball on first down. And when you do that, you open up some pass lanes. And so we're up the field rushing. We've got to close some gaps, close some lanes so he doesn't get out. I think it's just a matter of adjusting.
A lot of guys after that game were talking about the idea that the defense in particular has not scratched the surface sort of yet of what it can be. Where do you think this group is?
I think we're still growing. We're still a young group. We're still a young group, trying to learn how to play together as a unit. I think we're coming, but we got some growth to do, and I think that's important. We continue to get better.
Larry, how special was Saturday for you, given your history there?
It's always special when you go back and have a chance to win with the place you've been. That's always special to me. But I was really happy for our players because I think they worked really hard to finish the game, and that brotherhood of trusting is real. And those kids play for each other.
How much concern was there going into a game of that magnitude without maybe the best player in the country?
Well, we didn't approach it that way. We knew he was out 2 weeks ago. And our approach was next man up. And there are some things that we had to do as a unit to make sure it happened. So I was really pleased that we played well as a unit. We'll continue to do that. And Nick is a great player to miss, but we got some young players just got to step up and keep going forward.
From the assumption that he will be back this year?
I have no idea. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. He goes to the rehabilitation. Hopefully he gets back healthy.
Larry, over the past 2 weeks, have you seen a difference in how offensive lines have treated Chase Young?
Not yet. They will as we go forward. They will have to do some things, but it's tough to do that now when you turn the protection to Chase. You got to figure out how to do a dream on because you can't leave him single block one-on-one. So it created a dilemma, and teams have to change their offense to do that in protection. A lot of teams not willing to do that for one player or two players. They do what they do well.
Yeah. How has he handled kind of taking maybe that role that kind of Nick took, especially on the end? Has he embraced that? Have you seen him embrace that?
He wants the role. He understands Zach. Him and Nick are real close, and so they talk a lot. And I think Chase, he's a competitor, so he wants to do well.
Did you feel comfortable last game not rotating and just playing mainly two guys on the end?
Well, it gets to a point. We played three guys. We played Jay Sean Cornell. When you get in a game like that, as tight as it was, you want to put any freshman in harm's way. I really am a big believer in that. You don't put a freshman in a game where he has a chance to make a mistake that may cost a big play, and that lives with him. That's kind of my philosophy. I don't do that, and so I want to make sure we had a chance to control the game, and I make sure we rotate enough to stay fresh and let the guys in the game that needed to play.
Larry, you said Chase wants that role. I know you have a lot of great players that come through here and want roles like that. I don't know. It seems like the sense with Chase since he got here is that like maybe he really wants that role. He just seems like he is a guy who was really ready to contribute as soon as he possibly could. Is that a correct read?
It is. Chase got some high expectation for himself. He really does, and I think that's cool. The guy who really wants to be a great player, and everything he does is based on that. He's a great learning. He wants to learn everything. He picks Nick brains every day about how to rush the passer, things he can learn. And I think that's what you want from a player who's a highly competitive guy and wants to be a great player.
All the great pass rushers that you have coached, when they're young, when they're at this stage where maybe they have great talent but they don't have all the technique down? Is there any common thing about them that, man, I know they're great at a speed rush, but they're not as good at this, or they make this kind of mistake? Is there anything that, as you're coaching Chase now, it reminds you, oh man, I went through the same thing with Tombo or Joey or somebody else?
They all go through it. It's a process. It really is a process to make sure you stay in your toolbox, we call it. It's easy to get outside of toolbox. I think you got it made. I'm going to do this now, and it doesn't work. And I remind them all the time, if you do this and you do this, this is what works. So it's a constant reminder to make sure they stay within their toolbox and use the things they know that work for them, rather than try to guess what they use in their hands.
How big is this toolbox?
Well, we have a pretty intensive toolbox. We break it down as we get closer to the game, and we evaluate every tackle we play, and we try to decide what moves work best against those guys, and we make them stay in that toolbox and use their skill set.
If Joey and Nick were standard, they set that bar high, where is Chase in that scale, I guess?
Well, I think he's coming. It's hard to say he's there yet because it's just his first game of really coming out, but I think he's on his way. And there's other guys. I mean, Chase not the only guy who's playing well. And as quiet as kept, is that even the play that he made, Chase or Cornell set the play up because he had to pick a guy and then come clean. And that was all predicated on Jay Sean doing his job. And on the backside of that play, there was Jonathan Cooper and Draymond, and they had a role in that play. And they had to make sure the tackle blocked down, that they didn't come under. They squeezed and shoved the backside off to make sure we were ready if it spilled back out. So it's just one play, but 4 guys had a hand in making that play happen.
Was that an almost perfectly attacked play? I mean, when you look at it, because obviously Jonathan Cooper feigned rush and then backed off, which opened Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond was right in McSorley's face. Obviously, Chase hits the running back right after the handoff.
It's a game that we use in a situation like that.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect opportunity. It came through clean, and with a yippee, it was a great time, great play for a great play. So
yeah,
it worked out perfect.
But does it take advantage? Chase Young came from way outside. I mean, I think he lined up in front of the tight end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was in a 9 technique.
In step. So is that a special talent there for him to get to where he got to as fast as he did? If you follow my drift, you do that with everybody.
It's just a technique that we used.
Yeah.
And he's been in that position before. He knows exactly how we're going to run this time. So he did what he practiced, which makes it easy.
One other quick thing. You may have been asked this. I was over with Coach Alford getting some pearls of wisdom. Having Nick around, what does that do for the group?
You got one of the guys who's a great pass rusher, a great leader, a great kid. And so they listen to Nick when he speaks, and he's watching him. Like today, he walked around and just talked to guys. I think that's the best thing he can do, continue to encourage, because he'll see some things I can't see when you're watching guys. And I think they believe in him. And when he talks, guys listen. So
is this the first time he's been back since the surgery?
He got back in town last Friday.
Yeah.
Larry, I know the Bosa family has such trust in you from your time with their sons. I know you said you don't know what's going to happen with Nick, but obviously as he's working through this, with everybody knows that he's going to be a high pick and he has a future, and everybody knows that he cares about this team and he wants to help this team as much as he can. Just what is your role in this as a coach, as a friend, as an advisor? What's it like for you as Nick is trying to navigate a tough situation?
I'm going to listen to the father and the mom. I'm going to listen to them. We're going to talk somewhere down the road, but right now I'm going to let them make the decision what they want to do. I'm just an ear listening, giving my opinion. But I'm certainly not going to be the guy to make the decision what he does in his future. I think that's up to the family. And we haven't even talked about that. We haven't mentioned anything about Nick, when he's going to play again. We just want him to get healthy. That's the biggest thing right now, and that's the focus right now.
Larry, you mentioned the freshmen. Guys at defensive end in particular, guys like Tyreek Smith and Tyler Friday. What have you seen out of them, especially since they've had to kind of step it up?
They're growing. That's another thing. Tyreek played probably about 15, 20 plays in that game. He's in our third down package, so he's on the field playing as a true freshman. Tyler Friday won the game a little bit. I think those two guys are our future. I think they're doing a great job right now.
And a guy like Tyler Friday, a lot of recruiting services thought he was going to be an offensive guard. I know a lot of schools recruited him that way. Has he surprised you a little bit? Since
No, I never thought he was their offensive tackle. I think because that's what he played in high school most of. Didn't play defensive end, but I have seen Tyler Friday in practice and saw him in person. I felt coming in that he could be a really good defensive end in our system. So it works out.
Thank you, Larry.
You got it. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Larry.
Yep.